Hello, I'm Ian, and today I'm going to teach you how to take apart and clean your Beretta M9A3. Begin by removing the magazine and checking the gun is clear. You're going to push this button. On the opposite side, there's a lever which you'll pull down at the same time, and the slide will come off. Remove this guide rod and spring. And then you're going to push this button back behind the barrel and pull it out through the rear. The Beretta is now fully disassembled. For the clean process, I like to use some pieces of cotton t-shirt, some Q-tips, a brass or copper brush, and a bore brush in 38. I also use CLP, and I use a Hop 9 bore cleaner. And then on top of all that, I'll use some air duster just to get into areas that are hard to reach. I like to start with the slide itself. I just kind of wipe it down with a piece of cotton t-shirt. Just needs a light wipe down. Doesn't need to be perfectly clean. Next, I do the barrel. Just wipe all of the grease and liquid carbon off it. I like to take a t-shirt and get right underneath this locking block. Just kind of pull it through, and pull it through my fingers, and just kind of floss it in there. That gets most of the grime back there. And then just kind of polish that feed ramp. And then I'm going to run the bore brush through the barrel. I'm going to let the barrel sit so that Hops 9 will break down some of the carbon. And we're going to move on to the frame itself. For this process, I usually use a combination of the t-shirt, the brass brush, and some air duster to get down into these little areas down by the trigger. I just give it a general wipe down. Get all that grit and dirt and all that out of there. Cock the hammer so I can get underneath it. You also want to clean where the magazine goes in, because this being a blowback pistol, all of those gases and carbon and all that are going to come down into this area just due to the nature of the action. I like to clean underneath the slide catch. It's mostly good. Move on to some Q-tips. There's nothing really caked on, so I'm not going to have to scrub it with a brass brush. And then just to get anything that could be underneath the trigger, just blow it out real quick with some air duster. And it's for the most part very clean. I'm not going for 100% cleanliness. Next, I just wipe down the spring because I'm going to re-oil it so I get all the old dirty carbon off it. The spring's not very dirty. Guide rod doesn't matter. So now that the hops 9's been soaking in the barrel for a little bit, I'm going to change my bit to a hatch jag measured for 38. I'm just going to take some cleaning patches and just run them through real quick. So for me, that's clean enough because I shoot this often, so I don't need it to be super clean. It's not going into storage. That barrel is now clean enough to my standard. And now it's time for reassembly. Correction, now I'm going to just lightly lubricate the parts and then put them together as I go. Areas to lubricate, anywhere you see wear. So underneath the slide where I see the Korea coat has worn away. Guide rail for the barrel. Right on the bolt itself where it rubs up against the rounds in the magazine. The face and the extractor. For the barrel, it's these lugs right here, all down here. And the feeding ramp. And a little bit of just the chamber itself. Sometimes this locking block will get stuck. You just kind of wiggle it back into place and it will drop freely again. And you insert it back into the barrel, front first. back. I take a rag, put a little bit of CLP on it, run my spring over it, guide rod at the back end, put in spring first, push the guide rod into place. You're going to put the guide rod right in the locking block right here. I'm going to lubricate my frame real quick. These rails. This little extractor back here. Just behind the hammer where it rubs up against the bolt or slide. And I'm just going to put it back together. That's it. Bye.